I like to think of this as near the halfway point through winter. This time around, I felt a special dread as the cold began to descend on the city. I could only think of the constant cold, the dark days ahead, and trudging through ice and sludge. But as the snow began to fall, something magical happened. As the snowflakes landed on my nose and I watched bewildered people scurrying about with white fluff on their hats, hair, and scarves, there was a subtle shift in my mood. I couldn't help but smile a little bit on the inside, and I began to feel inspiration knocking gently on my heart. And so I'm here to share my conclusions from last year and how they will shape my approach to the year ahead. Things really did not go according to plan last year, and while I tried my best to run a good race, there are no doubt lessons that I can take forward. I'm analyzing the events that didn't go well, finding the weaknesses in each of these scenarios, and coming up with new methods for the future. So here are some lessons from last year that will guide my choices this year. Number 1, never stop working on your creative projects unless it's absolutely necessary. I have learned this lesson before, but I learned it again last year. It is so easy to rationalize putting off your projects with the expectation that your schedule will become more accommodating later on. I am sure now that this is an illusion. Life will always be busy in one way or another, so invest according to your means, but always invest. I believe this principle works as well for time as it does for finances. Number 2, surround yourself with constructive influences and actively avoid any potentially destructive ones. Be very careful about spending time in the company of people who have behaviors that are toxic to you, because their influence can damage your creative energy and your well-being as a whole. Number 3, believe that the things you want are possible, even when they look impossible. This allows you to work towards your goals, which makes it possible for you to achieve them. I do believe in setting realistic goals and keeping your head out of the clouds. But sometimes we can prematurely conclude that a goal is beyond reach, when with some work, dedication, and ingenuity, it can actually be achieved. There are other lessons that I could mention, but these are 3 of my best. Maybe you have learned these lessons well already, but if not, maybe they can help you to make your 2024 the best it can possibly be. I believe this is the first time that I am posting on YouTube for 2024, so Happy New Year to you. I hope that your year is looking great so far. There really hasn't been too much of a change for me from last year to this one. Things have just been continuing as they were before. I haven't made any New Year's resolutions or anything, but I would say that there are definitely things that I am hoping for and I am planning to work on. And one of these things is my being more consistent with working on my artistic and creative projects. I am very consistent and disciplined about some things, but I have a way of letting my artistic projects slide. It's a real big challenge and something that I need to work on. So, one way that I'm thinking I can do this is by documenting the process of working on this. And I think it would be a great way to keep myself accountable and just to keep a record of my progress. But also, I have a feeling that I'm not the only person that deals with this challenge. And so maybe there are other people who will be able to watch my experience and benefit from it. When I think of the reasons why I am not as consistent as I would like to be, I think it has a lot to do with my response to being under pressure and the stresses that pop up in my life. And so I have this theory that maybe if I improve the way that I deal with stress, I would be setting a better foundation for being consistent with my dancing, making YouTube videos, and all those artistic, creative things that I love to do. So, yeah, I think it can be easy to forget that when we are not meeting our expectations, there could be real, sound, legitimate reasons why this is happening. And I hope that as we set out to grow in 2024, we'll be doing it with an appreciation, a recognition of our natural human limitations and being kind to ourselves. This is something that I really want to do for me, and I hope that you will do the same for you. So that's it, and I hope that you enjoyed my images of Montreal under snow and me dancing and my reflections at the start of the new year. Thank you so much for joining me. I wish you the very best, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.